The Gaza crisis intensifies as Israeli forces target suburbs, raising international concern over a humanitarian catastrophe. In South Asia, monsoon floods in Pakistan have claimed nearly 400 lives, with thousands injured and homes destroyed. Meanwhile, Europe faces a climate emergency, with wildfires and heat waves causing significant devastation and loss of life. Israeli forces have intensified their assault on Gaza City, focusing on the eastern and northern suburbs. Continuous explosions were reported in Zaytun and Shujaiya, with tanks shelling Sabra. Defense Minister Israel Katz demands Hamas end the war and release hostages, threatening complete destruction of Gaza City, targeting Hamas's last stronghold. The humanitarian crisis in Gaza is dire, with famine conditions declared for 1 million trapped residents. Despite Israel's rejection, the Gaza Health Ministry reports 289 malnutrition deaths, including 115 children. A joint investigation reveals over 80% of fatalities are civilians, intensifying international pressure for resolution. Russian forces have intensified their assault on Ukrainian cities with 500-kilogram glide bombs, hypersonic missiles, and stealth drones, leading to severe blackouts and civilian casualties. This escalation follows the collapse of United States-mediated peace talks, with United States Special Envoy Steve Witkoff meeting President Putin in Moscow ahead of a critical diplomatic deadline set by President Trump. Iran faces significant internal security threats as Jaish al-Adl targets security forces in Sistan and Baluchistan. In Syria, sectarian violence in al-Suwaida has resulted in 89 civilian deaths over 10 days. Meanwhile, Sudan's Rapid Support Forces are accused of executing members of the Zaghawa and Berti tribes, escalating ethnic tensions. Pakistan is enduring a severe monsoon catastrophe, with flash floods and landslides claiming nearly 400 lives. The United Nations reports almost 1,000 injuries and over 2,400 homes destroyed. Rural communities are hardest hit, with children facing displacement and limited access to safe water. Local institutions are providing emergency shelter as the monsoon persists. Europe faces a climate emergency, with 1,500 heat-related deaths across 12 cities during 2 heat waves. Nearly 1 million hectares have burned, a 5-fold increase from 2024. Spain and Portugal hit 46 degrees Celsius under heat dome conditions. Research shows 65% of these deaths are linked to fossil fuel emissions, prompting mass evacuations, including 50,000 in Izmir, Turkey. Wildfires have devastated Europe, consuming nearly 1 million hectares, a 5-fold increase from 2024. Spain and Portugal faced severe impacts, with 4 fatalities and mass evacuations. In France, Aude experienced its largest wildfire, engulfing an area the size of Paris. Extreme heat events in London are now expected every 6 years, highlighting the urgent need for climate action. In Nebraska, a major human trafficking ring was dismantled, rescuing 27 victims, including 10 children, from dire conditions. 5 illegal immigrants face federal charges for labor and sex trafficking. Concurrently, Canadian authorities arrested a 35-year-old male in Oshawa, charged with trafficking and profiting from sexual services, highlighting international efforts against human trafficking. European law enforcement agencies have dismantled a significant Albanian organized crime network. 10 suspects were arrested for multi-ton cocaine trafficking and money laundering. The operation, involving multiple countries, seized assets like a hotel and over 100,000 euros in cash. The network's leader orchestrated cocaine shipments from Latin America to European Union ports, earning millions. The United Arab Emirates has condemned terrorist attacks in Colombia, which caused numerous civilian and law enforcement casualties. The United Arab Emirates Ministry of Foreign Affairs expressed solidarity with Colombia, rejecting violence and terrorism. While details on the attacks are scarce, the international response highlights significant impacts on civilians, underscoring regional diplomatic efforts to combat rising terrorism in Latin America. Irish authorities are intensifying efforts against narcotics trafficking. At Rosslare Europort, 150.6 kilograms of herbal cannabis, valued at €3,012,000, was seized, leading to an arrest. In Waterford, Operation Tara uncovered €775,000 in cocaine and cannabis. Dublin operations seized drugs worth €101,000 and €63,000 in cash, targeting organized crime and money laundering. A drone attack on a World Food Program convoy in Sudan's North Darfur destroyed 3 vehicles, marking the second such incident in 3 months. This occurs amid a severe food crisis affecting nearly 25 million people, with escalating food prices exacerbating the situation. The United Nations strongly condemns these attacks, highlighting the urgent need for humanitarian aid. SonicWall has alerted users to potential zero-day vulnerabilities in Generation 7 firewalls, linked to Akira ransomware since July 15. Meanwhile, Orange Telecom faced a cyber attack disrupting services in France. Pro-Ukrainian hackers, including Silent Crow and Cyber Partisans, have escalated their activities, notably disrupting Aeroflot operations and canceling over 40 flights. The Canada Border Services Agency's operation in Saint-Anicet, Quebec, resulted in a significant weapons seizure, including 180 long guns and 7 silencers. This highlights ongoing regional arms trafficking issues, notably in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where AK-47s are sold for as little as $30, exacerbating instability in the Lake Tanganyika basin. Military officials report the mobilization of 60,000 additional reservists, marking a significant troop deployment. In Jabalia, multiple buildings were demolished as Israel prepares for its largest offensive. Leaked Israeli military data reveals approximately 8,900 combatants killed, just 17% of the total death toll, highlighting the conflict's severe impact. Gaza faces severe aid restrictions, with Israeli forces firing on crowds near Zikim, resulting in 90 deaths. Food security experts warn Gaza meets 2 of 3 famine criteria, with extreme consumption gaps and acute malnutrition. In Sudan, Rapid Support Forces and the army blame each other for a convoy attack, complicating humanitarian efforts. Law enforcement agencies dismantled Black Suit ransomware sites in a major international operation, Checkmate. Authorities from the UK, United States, Germany, Netherlands, Ukraine, and Europol collaborated, showcasing enhanced global cooperation against cyber threats. United States Homeland Security investigations seized over $2.3 million in Bitcoin from a Chaos ransomware affiliate linked to attacks on Texas companies. The Gaza conflict's escalation, marked by Israel's planned offensive, threatens increased civilian casualties and regional instability. Humanitarian conditions have deteriorated to famine levels, with diplomatic efforts stalled. Meanwhile, climate emergencies like Pakistan's monsoon floods underscore South Asia's vulnerability and Europe's struggle to adapt. Counter-terrorism successes highlight cooperation, yet cyber threats from state-sponsored actors persist.